on into the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you are catching this Watch Me Work Wednesday from. My name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and I am excited to be back here on Watch Me Work Wednesday nights at midnight, helping entrepreneurs like you to get your assets in order and go from being stuck and struggling inside of maybe a company's brand to actually gaining impact and influence inside of your own personal brand so that you can lend your value and you can attract the people who need what it is that you have to offer. And so in this current series that we have going on and we're streaming and we're discussing and we're talking about right now is the emergency branding fix-it kit. Why? Because this is a transparent journey, okay, of the brand master, myself, as well as some of our clients who have been stuck and who have been struggling with getting some of the systems set up that you have available to you now. And it's very important right now that you not only set up your systems, but you get them up and running. You go ahead and triage your particular brand. If you don't have a brand and you have not started a business, then you need to go ahead and do that like right now, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And the reason we are setting up this series is because there is a lot of confusion around how to do a lot of these things. And that is what we're here for. So today, tonight, this morning, if you're catching the replay, tomorrow, whenever it is that you go and consume this information for how to create a dedicated landing page, fast is what we're discussing. So I have a small window that I'm actually going to pull onto the screen so that you guys can see me walk through the process. And then I will come back on the tail end of this so that you guys can see a finished product. So what I'm going to do right now is push you guys directly over into where I've already created for you the walkthrough process. And I'm going to be here continuing to be live, checking the comments and making sure that I'm checking in and following up with you guys to make sure you're understanding the process that we're showcasing on today. Alrighty, so let's jump directly over into this training for creating the dedicated landing page. See if I can get the correct screens up and operating, get myself pulled back and away, and make sure that my volume is still going. Although we may mute and speed up certain areas, but we're going to do what we can to get all of this information into this area for you guys. All right, so again, this is your segment of Watch Me Work Wednesday, and today we're discussing, like I say, the creating a dedicated landing page for the Emergency Branding Fix-It Kit. And so the first thing that I encourage you guys to think about when you are moving forward with any type of landing pages is, of course, start with the end in mind, and the end in mind is that we want this landing page to convert. And so everything that we're going to do, reverse engineering this entire process, we're going to do with the end in mind, okay? And so a lot of what I'm going to be discussing may go over your head, but that is the reason why you need your own Go High Level account, why you need to have it pulled up while you're watching these Watch Me Work Wednesday series, as well as why you need to come into the Brand You community at community.martinabrityelverton.com. Get your Go High Level account at GHL, Go High Level, GHL.martinabrityelverton.com, and then follow each step as we begin to walk you through the processes. And this actually is like a 7 or 8 step process to put this entire funnel together for the Emergency Branding Fix-It Kit. When you think about the end in mind, then it will drive easily each step that you are doing along the way. Okay, so going down to the bottom of my checklist here to make sure that I go through everything, we're going to talk about navigating funnels, creating new funnels, naming the funnels, adding different steps, setting up the step and the path, editing the actual page and the content on the page, and whether or not you should start from new or choose a template. We're going to cover things with regards to the compelling headline, the subheadline, any of the benefits. That, again, is thinking about the end result for the client who needs to get the information, a call to action button, an opt-in form, any additional social proof that you have to show that whatever it is that you're delivering works, and whether or not you need any privacy policy or terms or any of that information in the body of your text. So what I have visible here on the screen, if I happen to have the correct screen up, and I do not, No, I do. I'm on the wrong one. Happen to have the correct screen up. Are several different options that we are trying out, but specific to today, we're going to actually navigate here to a funnel that we know is churning very well and we have set up very well. The analytics are showing us that it's getting views, people are converting, completing the information, but it looks like more of you are interested in the referral option that's on there than anything else. And I may end up needing to move that to the front of the page, but that's another story for another day. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go here to the brand new agency community funnel because again it is converting so well and I want to clone that funnel. Now I'm going to clone it here inside of this location, the brand new the Family First Designs agency here, and it will do that automatically. The question that I mentioned a little bit ago was whether or not you want to start with a new funnel, a blank funnel here from blank, whether or not you want your particular GHL account to go through setting this up for you. And I may demo that depending on what time is permitting, or you may choose to go from templates. As a member of the Brand U agency, when you come into the community, if there is a funnel that I am creating, then what I endeavor to do is at the very tail end of everything we put together, whether we're talking about any marketing, any automation, any sites, memberships, any of that information, is to create a snapshot that you guys can import into your own account automatically, and then you will be able to make the type of adjustments that you will see me making. And so that is one of the benefits of watching me go through the process of what we're doing first, so that you then can go and use the exact same funnel that I use to create your own customized attributes. Okay. That is a benefit. So here is where it has created the copy. And so what I'm going to actually do is go in and create the name of it. We're going to name it for what we are using it for. All right, let's reload that page. I have so many tabs open. I despise when I do this because it does slow down my system. Thank goodness this isn't an everyday occurrence. Alrighty, so I've refreshed the system. It's coming into that first page. So right now we know this is actually not the funnel that we're working on. We're actually working on a funnel for the emergency branding fix-it kit. And so what I want to do is rename this to reflect that. So what I want to do is take the copy off. And I know this is the emergency, and I like putting it in parentheses, fix-it kit funnel. Okay. And then I go down here. We will do more of this the correct way later, but I do it right up front because I like to make sure that I see what I need to see to be able to do what I need to do. Okay. And so according to the notes that you are available to get, now you see it says brand new emergency fix-it kit funnel. When I go back out here, I'm able to find, when I go to the most recent, the brand new emergency fix-it kit funnel. I like to do that off top before I move forward just to make sure that I move expeditiously by going ahead and making those specific changes. So in your GHL account, you would navigate to where your funnels are, right? You'd open your account, you'll end up on your dashboard when you first start, and you will go over here to your sites and you will navigate to your funnels area. And I prefer to go in and use the recent button, which populates to the top the most recent funnel that I'm working in. Again, you can create a new funnel should you choose, but the point is, you are hoping to already have a funnel in here. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to show you really quickly that you would click on the new funnel and you would either work from blank by naming it whatever. So we'll just say demo ER fix it kit if we were naming it. All right. And then you would say create. All right. So now it will go through the process of creating this demo, and then you would begin to add your steps. So you would add your new step by clicking that option there, and then we're going to name this step the opt-in page. So we'll name it opt-in page, and we're going to set the path for it. I'm naming it demo just so I don't get it mixed up. Okay, demo ER fix it opt in. Okay, And then we're going to ask it to create that funnel step. Now, if you happen to have a ClickFunnels account and you already have this set up, you are not my market, you are not my client, because we're using GHL for everything. But just to let you know, if you happen to have that and you want to use these instructions to maybe populate the information on that funnel, you can enter that into that option and it will pull that funnel directly into this particular platform. Okay. Now that we've gone through added a step, the next thing that you need to do is to edit this page. All right, so we want to click to edit the page, and here is the edit right here. And it is going to open up what is called a page builder. So inside of this page builder, you have lots and lots and lots of things that you can do, a very deep rabbit hole. I am going to require, not even recommend, and not even suggest. I am saying for speed, use pre-designed options. Okay. You can select pre-built sections. You can select pre-built designs. You can do everything pre-built and then edit that. So that's how you use pre-built templates, but you customize them to what you have a need for. All right. You can start from scratch with full control, and then you can drag and drop all of the various elements that you would need. Okay. So these are the options that you will see. When you click on them, it will tell you can have a call to action area, frequently asked questions, footer, guarantee, all of these different options, even things that you may have already saved if you've already created templates. If you are starting with a blank account, none of those saved sections will be there for you. Okay, you will be working from pre-built, or you will be working from adding rows or elements or things like that. You can even go in and purchase some of the free, install some of the paid options if you want to. If you want to get fancy like that, get fancy, okay? But I suggest you use pre-built sections, okay? So for the purpose of the first place we're starting with a compelling headline. This is the most crucial element because it must grab the attention and speak to the urgent pain, okay, of the person who is landing on this page, all right? And you want to make sure that you are using a variation of your specific product, niche, service, or whatever that you are actually marketing on your funnel. As an example, I'm going to copy out of my notes what we have here. You guys know the end result always looks a little bit different because in my downtime, I go in and I optimize it to make it better. So for now, we're talking about, header information. So here, since the first thing that you want them to see when they get to the page is a header, we're going to go and look at the templated information that could be available here in the headers. Now, you can have about, call to action. Here's a call to action where you just have one big option across the top of the page. You can say for who it's for, who is this perfect for. As you're opening, you can have a welcome box that says welcome, for what you're trying to do. This is the way I'm going to suggest because it's the biggest, it's already predetermined, and it's set up. Yes, this says mega headers, and that is what you would think, but you don't have all these options to plug information in just yet. So let's just go down to the welcome tab. And let's look at the various options that you have for that, right, that you could utilize. I, of course, always like imagery because I like for it to stand out and pop when a person gets to the page. Again, this is your choice. For the purpose of what we're showing you today, I'm going to say use the first one, and that is going to be this main header. So we're just going to pull that onto the scene. As you see, it is a big image grabbing piece of content. From there, when you hover over each of the different areas, that is what makes this editable, okay? For the purpose of what we're doing, let's just use an example here and paste that information. All right, and so you see it pasted it from my notes in the exact formatting that my notes are written in. So when it pasted it in here on this dark background, you can't see it because the color of the text is black. When you click inside of that box, you're available to look over to the right and change the color of the text that you are utilizing. All right. So the purpose for what we have, if you select it all, you see the color is dark. So we're just going to go back, pop it, make it white. And now it stands out and you can see it. A subheadline. This is going to be the subheadline here. Sometimes the subheadline is here, but this is usually referred to as the audience Who are you speaking specifically to? Okay. So for the purpose of what we're doing, let's grab this information here. And let's pop the target audience into here that we're actually speaking to. Again, when you highlight it all, you can change the color. And I'm going to take it off bold and off of there. So now you see it's stretching wide. It's looking very clear. I like mine to look a little bit different. Again, make yours look like what you're comfortable with and what actually lands for your specific people. So I'm over here to the right, making certain changes to the text. I changed it from an uppercase or a capitalized text to a normal text for readability. Do what you do and what works best for you and what you think your audience would resonate with the best, okay? And make those changes. Put breaks where you need to put breaks at and make bold what you need to make bold. Make it look like what you want it to look like. Make it pop, make it stand out, okay? You all know my standard branding, attention grabbing color is the green. So there, if we were using that, these are the way that you can make the different changes, okay? So again, looking at my notes, benefits oriented bullet points. So for the purpose of moving down into the body of what would be next, we would want to add another segment from the left here, and we want to plan some of the selections of what we're trying to say. If we're putting in information about what they get, some of those benefits, and we want it in a list format like that, we can do that. We also have store sections if you were looking at putting immediately what your items would be. But for the purpose of what we're doing, we're looking to have a list of segments and we want them to be spread across. We're only going to use about 3 to 5 key benefits that they will gain from downloading the kit and focusing on the outcomes, the results, the solutions, not the benefits that are actually included inside of whatever that would be. Okay. And so one of the examples would be discovering the number one reason why your brand isn't converting leads. Get a simple checklist to instantly identify your brand's weak spots. Learn the quick fix strategies to make your brand irresistible for your ideal client. These are some of the bullet points that we could put on this page, okay? And so for the purposes of using the list format, decide which one of these I like the best. Even though, as I said, once you probably see the final outcome, it will look a bit different. Let's just go ahead and grab this one for now. Did it drop it down there? Good, good, good. It did. Alrighty. So let's grab the first one here out of our notes. Again, why I say to you guys all the time, why pre-planning is so important. Bring these out of my notes really quickly. All right, so let's move on down into the next area, which is the call to action button. You want to make it prominent and you want to make sure that it's action oriented and you want to make sure that the button text clearly states what will happen next, okay? And so if we were moving down to this particular area here and we were to drop that down, or we were to take this body of text here and pull this up into here because we wanted to make this a little more quick and easy, then we could do that simply by dragging and dropping these specific areas here by just moving them up and down like this. So let's go ahead and look at this box here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. And then something as simple as having them not necessarily have to click this button first to get it, them actually having to complete a form is optional. In my opinion, it's 100% recommended, required. You need it because you need to know who is landing on your landing pages, who is landing on your funnels. And so to be able to do something as simple as that, you would go back to your plus section and you could actually add a section where you could insert a form, or you could go up here to your window and you could add a pop-up setting where you could add a form. So let me show you briefly by going over to the community page, not there, to the community page. All right, going here to the community page, this is what I mean by your headlining information, some graphic images just to make it look pleasant. Give them some bullet points on the left about the free community. Here is your form. Here is your opt-in button. And then if you need some client testimonies or social proof, like you heard me say, you could do that. If you want to add your privacy information, your terms, your sitemap, and all of that could be there. This is a bonus to be able to answer questions and objections before they raise them, by being able to give them everything they need to make an informed decision. This is what your finished product could look like, but as we were showing you, I'm showing you how to build it here from scratch. So what I want to do is just save that for the moment, just to show you how simple it is to use your drop-in menu from the left, to grab what you have in your notes, to type that information into the body, to make changes to the text in between, should you choose to go from scratch. And once you populate that into an actual website and publish it, this is how nice and big and bold it would be able to look as you go through the process of building that out. Okay? For the purposes of what we're doing on today, I want to go back and I actually want to bring onto the screen the actual copy that we created and build that out for you. So for the latter part of this, I will probably have it sped up. You'll see me cutting and pasting and putting things directly on to the scene for you. So more than likely I'll have some, I don't know, some uncopyrighted, royalty-free music playing while I go through the process of doing this. So just to do a little bit of elaboration on what you are seeing me doing when you saw me duplicate the screen and flip over to the other screen, those are called custom values. So if there is a segment of information that you know that you're going to repeatedly use inside of your brand, whether it's the logo placement, whether it's the email information, whether it's your address information at the bottom, whether it's links related to your privacy policy and all of that, you want to make sure that you create what is called a custom value for that. So whenever you are duplicating your funnels, whether you are using duplicate information throughout your website, you can go and grab that custom information and populate it. And when you change it in one place, it changes throughout your entire brand. So you don't have to go through your brand and find all of those critical places where you would place that information, because if you have the custom value already placed in those slots, whenever you update the information, it updates brand wide, website wide, funnel wide, form wise. It updates everywhere, and that can be very beneficial to saving you time, improving your efficiency, and it also allows you to create custom pieces of content, custom websites, custom funnels for your clients if you choose to run an agency, and it allows you to do all of that information on the fly. So you see me putting in a custom value here as well, because this is where my name was listed, and so I'm using a custom value. So anywhere that my name is listed on a site, should I choose to go from BrandMaster to specialist to expert or anything like that, I can go and change it in one area, and on all my funnels, all my websites, all my forms, it would update automatically. As you notice here, I'm also going and grabbing a custom value, which is the background image that I utilize through many of my brands to continue with the consistency. I'm going and grabbing that transitioning gradient dark black, rich black to a rich navy, which is a part of my branding. And so that way I don't have to go into every part and put in a background or go find the image in the background in the media storage. I can actually just grab a custom value and place it repeatedly throughout my brand. And of course, this is where I'm going and taking that background image of the actual branding fix-it kit and what that looks like in a image form, and I'm dropping it into the background here, and then later you'll see me go in and create a custom value for it in case I want to use that same image in other places. I apologize, guys. I just happened to go pull it up on my phone and didn't realize my background noise was as loud. Excuse me, my background music was as loud as it was while we finalized this portion of the walkthrough. So please forgive me for that. Okie dokie. So that is a lot that you got to watch on screen just to see. And I know it says quick, and I know it says, creating the dedicated landing page now quick. When you use a template, you are probably not going to be as anal as I am about the way things look and being consistent with my brand because you're first starting out. But over time, you'll want things to be consistent. So some may argue that this is a little bit confusing with the background and all of this. I want you to have a visual without continuing to make the page go too long of what the kit may include for you to use. But if you were looking, you would see that these are the actual instructions that go along with setting this up. So it's just for visual familiarity so that you guys can navigate through the system. So I'll probably go in and drop this down. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that now, just because I don't want to forget. There we go. Make that a second line. I just like the way it looks better. Could be me, could not look as nice to you, but this is my page. And I do what I do until you, the market, tells me it needs to be placed differently. So what I've actually shown you, like I said, one of the easiest things that you can do is to go in and use a template that you already have. So here's the header, the subheader, the call out, or the attention grabber. Here is your download button that brings you down here to the form. You complete the form. And if you choose to move further than completing the form, here is some of the social proof that you are available to look at. Additionally, I like to include, of course, being able to join the community, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you choose to not go this route and do all of this branding, fix a kit yourself, but schedule a VIP day, you can do that. Or you can move into completing your entire assessment yourself to see where your brand is currently standing and any of the things that you would be able to adjust when it's time to go through the branding fix-it kit. And I'm always going to include the opportunity for you to refer and earn so that if you choose to share this with other people, when you click this, this is going to take you over inside of the community. When you first do this as an individual who is not already a member of the community, it's going to ask you to join the community. Then you will be available to begin to refer out all of the programs that are located throughout the entire brand community. And if you want to know what those are, then it probably may be advantageous for me to move it over to going to this page and landing here where it discusses with you why should you refer the brand to your agency and what options that you have about the 20% commissions and all that. I may make that adjustment as well, but this is the information that you receive. But again, today's entire tutorial was just showing you the first step, and that is setting up the landing page. If I were to bullet everything that I just did quickly for you, instead of speeding through it, it would be very simple. You're going to navigate to the funnel. You're going to create a new funnel, or in my suggestion, you're going to duplicate a funnel that you already have that is highly converting already. You're going to name it. You're going to ensure that you update the path so that it is going to the new location. Then you're going to edit the page with the compelling header, subheader, call out information, bullet points, a call to action, and opt-in form, any social proof that you have, and any subsequent privacy policy terms or link information. And as you see, that is located here at the very bottom with the sitemap on the left, the terms, the privacy, and the compliance here on the right. Yours may not look as in-depth as this when you first start out, but this is the way that you build a highly converting landing page so that people can quickly get your information, download what they need to download. And next, we will talk about the thank you page that comes after this. But to show you the previous thank you page, let's see if I can get that to show up here. This is the clone page for the community, and this will go very well. Again, having the refer information. Have no idea why the coding puts it over there, because when it actually puts it out here on the web, it is centered. Don't know, haven't figured out. It still works. I'm not going to drive myself crazy trying to figure it out. But we're going to discuss this thank you page next. And following the thank you page, we will be discussing any type of follow-up or subsequent booking or scheduling that needs to happen inside of your brand. I hope you found this information very interesting, that it did hold your attention, and that it is something that you will utilize in your business. Again, by the time we finish all of this, you will be able to go and grab your own copy of the Emergency Fix-It Kit. In the meantime, if you need to go and grab that now, you're available to join us inside of the community at community.martinabrityelverton.com. And you will become here inside of the channel, and you'll get access to the bonus training as well as the download of the entire branding fix-it kit. And come on and join us inside of the community. Thank you for your time on today. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you on next week's Watch Me Work Wednesday, where we talk about the thank you page and the booking calendar. So guys, I hope, like I said just now, that you found all of that interesting, and I wanted to bring you into clarity, because you probably are wondering, where in the world was I getting all of that information from? So I have populated onto the screen the actual checklist that you get, and when you come into the community and you're trying to create your own landing pages, you can utilize this checklist that I have. But if you have not been aware, for in the past, we also have an LP checklist where I talk you through this particular option for building out a landing page as well. So there are different things that you may need it for. There are different formats that you may use it for. This is one format here where you can go to lpchecklist.martinabrityelverton.com and go through this particular funnel that talks about the headline, the subheadline, the eye-catching visuals, and all of that. Or you may just go ahead and join us over at community.martinabrityelverton.com, and this will allow you to come into the community and see the latest one that is available here. In addition to that, I wanted to show you guys what the finalized look is that is actually live now, that you are actually available to go to now, and you are available to download that checklist now, so should you find a reason to need it. And that is going to brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com. This is the finalized product of that landing page. You enter your information here, and it will take you over to the thank you page. So just for proof's sakes, let's go ahead and test, because in that checklist you will find that I say that says first name. So let's be coachable, teachable, trainable, and do exactly that. Let's enter the business line here. You can ask it to verify the phone, and then enter the address there. Let's go ahead and do. It may ask me to verify the phone now, but you would want to, yes, phone is not verified. It's going to verify it now. It's going to send me this code. I'm going to get this code, going to enter that information, and then it will take me over to the thank you page. All right. So when you do that, the workflow that we actually discussed a little bit further down inside the setup of the system. Let me go ahead and pull that over. It's actually going to walk you through the thank you page next week. The following week, we're going to actually configure the calendar settings. Behind that, we're going to set up the automation. Here in this automation is what I would receive directly to my email address once that form goes through. And so we set up that. We set up the invitation that goes to invite you to the group. From that, we also set up the actual Martina, your emergency branding fix-it kit is here, and there is a special offer inside. This is the automated system that happens when you set up things like a workflow to deliver while you do you. You make sure that your system is set up to automate and do the things that you need for it to do so that you could move on with your life, so that you could serve your other clients, so that you can do what you need to do. And all of that is available here inside of the quick start checklist that comes with today's training on Watch Me Work Wednesday. When you join us inside of the community, you will be able to come into the community. You'll be able to navigate inside of the community to the Watch Me Work Wednesdays. And inside of the Watch Me Work Wednesdays will be the availability for you to not only check out the most recent Watch Me Work Wednesday, and this is how to create a dedicated landing page. You will also be able to see that this checklist, I will upload it now so you can see it in real time being populated here inside of the group. So we would go in. Let's see if I can go out of here. Let's see if I can go here. Let's see if I can edit the post. And let's see if I can go ahead and add in today's link for this branding kit. So I can ensure any of you that happen to join while I'm sleeping will automatically be available to get what you guys need. And that is the, what do we just name this? Am I in the right one? Here, open hours offer hours for July. And we need to go into the plan of action for Q3. And today we're making sure that the cheat sheet is in here for you guys. That's the templates. And child, where did I put this cheat sheet? There's the template for that one. There is the actual emergency fix-it kit for you guys. All right, since I don't know where I put it, let's go do it real quick. We're going to file, we're going to download, we're going to save it as a PDF. There is the name of it. We want to make sure that we put it inside of, thought I had already done this, but it's okay if I duplicate it. We're going to go inside of the after office hours for the month of July into the cheat sheets. And then where I need to put it, and then where I need to put it, July. Plan of action. And into the folder. So there we have it there. So now I can go back over to the community and I can go and locate it right where I just said it needs to be, which is here, inside of here, inside of July, inside of the Q3 plan of action, and that folder where I am putting all of the Google information, template, landing page, open. And now I can say update. So now when you come in to Watch Me Work Wednesday and you go to tonight's information, how to create a dedicated landing page, and you click on it, not only can you see the information here, but you're available to watch tonight's video there, and you can download the cheat sheet. Voila. Okay, guys. So again, you can go to brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com, or you can join us in the community and you can get it there. So I hope you have found tonight's information extremely informative. Hopefully it was not too long for you guys and you are excited to join us on next week's Watch Me Work Wednesday, when we'll be discussing setting up the thank you page that actually comes after you opt in to get your branding fix-it kit. Following that, we will be talking about workflows and sequences and all that good stuff. So I hope you found this information informative on tonight. You can join us in the community, and that is available to you at community.martinabrittyelverton.com. But of course, I want you to grab your branding fix-it kit tonight at brandfix.martinabrittyelverton.com. I'll see you guys each and every Tuesday through Friday daily, where we upload live training, live content about this pivot, this massive pivot that we are actually taking here in Q3. I hope you guys are available to catch those. each and every Tuesday through Friday by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys on tomorrow.